Hey everyone, how you doing today, and welcome back to my channel. Now today we're going to be talking about My Hero Academia chapter 304, and I noticed something when I was getting ready for this video. Bruv, I don't know if you can see it on this camera, I just got a white hair like somewhere around here, and looks like I'm slowly starting to die. Mad. But anyway, we're here to have some fun and talk about My Hero Academia. So last chapter we saw the, I believe, not really the end, but kind of the resolution of the whole Todoroki drama thing and what they're going to do. Endeavor said he's going to come out. Well, they already told Endeavor you have to talk to the public, and also Hawks and Vegeta said he'll help him, and also the fact that Hawks brought up One for All blew my mind. And the fact that One for All is, well, not the quirk, but at least the name of something of a greater conspiracy is now out in the open. That is crazy. So I'm excited to see what's happening in this chapter, because at the end of the last chapter, All Might was like, oh, Deku, you're the Vestiges now. So I want to see what's going on. I think this is just pure Vestige chapter, but I wouldn't be surprised if, like, let's say Deku's in the Vestige for a bit, wakes up, and then they talk about One for All. But anyway, let's get on with the chapter reaction. Chapter 304. Okay, I can feel it. OFA inside him, or One for All. However, I can barely sense it happening. Damn. Oh, okay, he has a spark left. Deku's out cold. What happened to everybody? Aizawa Sensei. I hope they're okay. Manuel, Rocklock, Gran Torino, Kachan, Togata Senpai, Ryukyu, Todoroki-kun, Ida-kun, Endeavor, Hado Senpai. Man, Deku, you're still worrying? You're out cold, bro. Okay. I mean, that's just how Deku is. Okay. Woo! That's a paddle. This is like, the Shazam thing. I forgot what they're called, but that bunch of chairs, I don't know if they do it in the comics, but in the movies, the bunch of chairs where all the Shazam family is, that looks kind of like this, and that looks cool. So we see, I forgot this guy's name, but Black Whip user say, we need to have a talk before you wake up. Damn, and that's Shadow All Might in it. Oh, bro, crazy. Look at all of them, but that, wait, oh, see the other two. You know the other two that I think AFO user 2 and 3, I believe. Yeah, 2 and 3. Look at them there. They were in shadows for so long. Why are their heads planted against the wall? Okay, whatever. So AFO 1 user says, sorry to put this on you while your times are still this tough. 2 and 3 2 and 3 just said, you know what? I'm going to stare at wall or paint dry. Anyway, 4 is like, this is fate. 5 is like, well, it's more OVA. Is this 5? I think Black Whip user, is he 5? I think he's 5, yeah. Well, it's more OVA timing than anything. OVA's timing? OVA. Banjo Senpai, you talked to, that was his name. Anyway, Banjo Senpai talked to you last time, right? And then see, Nana Shimura, and then Shadow All Might. Wild. OFA successors in a vision again. Number 1 says, but it looks like we only have a bit of time here. Previously, we were only able to interact with you when you were severely mentally shaken. In the last 4 months, my power, One for All, has been growing exponentially. And with that increase in capabilities, profiles of the previous holders of OFA were copied and pasted, and over time we were able to communicate with one another as well. Since the previous encounter with my forcing my older brother, or whatever, forcing myself into our domain, it's become easier for us to come before you. Banjo's like, yeah, well, your privacy is safe, so you don't need to worry about being watched. That's a very important thing. Okay, I can talk about that later. He goes, you can have no mouth again. Oh, you actually, you have no mouth again. Back then, no, even back then, I was able to make noise. My voice is slowly manifesting in this role. What did you mean, Deku says, about having to talk? Oh, okay, Danger Sense guy. So I believe this is number 4. He goes, I will do the talking. My name is Shinomori Hagake. I'm the 4th user of One for All. Yep. Your previous fight brought forth my power through your will. Vite. Right. And he goes, "You scared me there. Sorry. I was alerted to be alert to your alertness manifesting." What? Even the guy's like, what a way with words. Mr. Shinomori here is a weirdo hermit who lived in the woods because he was so irritable when it came to society. It was a turbulent time. I wasn't the weirdo everybody else was because he could probably sense everyone's danger. Are you aware of my age and cause of death? You were 40, he says. Because of the cause of death was, All Might's file didn't list the cause of death. No, it looked like he scratched out while writing it. It was old age. Bro. Oh, shit. Okay. Old age. I didn't understand why either. Banjo and I were discussing it amongst each other, but it was through Yagi-kun that we were able to understand. In layman term, one for all is no longer able to be held by a regular person. Huh? I held one for all for the longest out of anyone aside from Yagi-kun, which is Toshinori. Yeah, Toshinori, of course. Though for those 18 years, I evaded AFO while training its power. With its phenomenal strength, I realized that I would never be able to beat him in that state. I just had to nurture this power for myself so that someone else could do it. And in my final year, the quirk broke my body. Damn. At first, I thought it was a case of me having a weak constitution, at worst a chronic disease, but with Yagi's existence, he would confirm old theories and suspicions for me. Me dying of old age, it meant that one for all will slowly but surely burn away the life force of any of its users. And they can say, I thought, that's terrible. Life force, that's terrible. But wait a moment. What about All Might, who held one for all way longer than Shinomori-san? That's the thing we're trying to say. I didn't have one for all for that long and I died while fighting, so there wasn't a lot to compare it to. Yagi thought that the incongruency or in lifespan had to do with some invisible limit to the load each of us could take on, which led to Shinomori-kun wondering to himself if Yagi had something he didn't. Yagi had something he didn't. That's a good question. All Might is quirkless. Right. It's with Yagi-kun, who is still alive today, that we earned his information as a model of his subconscious relays all the information he learns back to us. We haven't brought it up with you yet because we weren't so sure, but after listening to my brother, I believe the confirmation is clear. The idea that a portion of a quirk user's conscious permeates within the new user makes us wonder how and why elements of Yagi-kun's being are here despite him being quirkless. We thought that a successor's consciousness manifesting itself in the realm was tied to their quirk, but Yagi being quirkless is different to all of us, so he's a unique sample that will have to observe. It seems as though Yagi alone was able to summon our consciousness without knowing it himself. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. For 40 years, Yagi has had one for all. Wait a minute. When did Toshinori get one for all? I think he was in high school, innit? So let's say he was 16. So almost like 56. Do you know what? That would kind of make some sense. Okay. For 40 years, Yagi-kun has had one for all. Those who are born with a quirk already have their metaphorical cup filled, and adding one for all to their cup makes it crack and spill over, leading to what happened with Shinomori. Toshinori was an empty cup, so one for all likely conformed and fitted itself to become his true quirk in a sense. Though it's still unknown as to the casual relationship between one for all being inherited and adapting with the user's quirk, it looks as though the least to offer, the quirkless, have the most potential when inheriting this power. Okay, I like that. Deku's like, huh? In summary, we cannot risk passing the quirk on to normal people already blessed with quirks on their own. That one for all needs to be given out cautiously. That's what you're saying. And Toshinori didn't know this? Bro, that is stroke of luck that he gave it to Deku. What? All Might didn't know this? Okay. That's what Deku said, by the way, the whole cautious stuff. Okay. With each generation, quirkless people have become more and more infrequent, which means potential applicants are limited. Ah, this is something neither you or Nagi or any of us could have predicted. The fact that one for all was passed on to you was nothing short of a miracle. Exactly. If only we were able to communicate with our successors faster, perhaps we would have prevented the tragic deaths of more people. In other words, kiddo, you may be the last successor for one for all. Damn. Me, the last. Anyway, that was the main topic. Izuku-kun. Oh, she's talking. Are you able to kill Are you able to kill Shigaraki Tomura for me? Bro, Nana, why? Kill! Bruh! Bruh, aren't you a hero? Okay. Wow. This was a lot of, what do you call it? Not exposition. Exposition is kind of harsh. But exposition. So there's a lot to unpack with this. Mainly to do... There's some interesting stuff. First things first. So 2 and 3, what are they doing? They're like, we will not reveal ourselves. At least I think the Bakugo and Kirishima being Deku's past selves theory is probably gone, because I don't see a hint of either of them in both of these guys, apart from maybe the hairstyle of 2. But other than that, don't see much. And their bodies are out in the open now, so they're there. And when they get animated, we'll definitely see the colors. I don't want, unless somebody could do the colors. Maybe the Hexamol on Twitter will do coloring or something. But yeah, they don't look like Bakugo or Kirishima. They don't look like Dabi either. So I think that theory is X'd. But man, I love this chamber that they're in. It's so cool. It's legit like a throne room of one for all. That's dope. I have to give Horikoshi credit for that. That's dope. So that means, let's say, well, I was gonna say at the end of the series we'll see Deku there, but we won't now. We'll talk about that in a minute. But man, I have to rate this shot. I'm trying to think if there's any nitpicks. Of course, All Might is still a shadowy thing because he's not dead. But that means this is going to be so deep when he dies, because it's going to be so deep because he'll die, right? But Deku will see him all the time in the spirit form as a dead guy who he's appreciated for all his life. That's going to suck. Not suck. It's going to be painful, man. Anyway, so we move on. And I'm trying to think, did Deku... Okay, yeah, he's still the same kind of shadowy figure that he was when All For One tried to take on All For One. Yeah, All For One tried to take All For One and Shigaraki tried to take his quirk. So okay, so they're saying that the reason why they're able to talk like this is because now Deku's used so much of the power that they're able to interact more. So the more power he unlocks, which we kind of knew, the more power he unlocks, the further he'll be able to go into the depths of the Vestige World, and then he'll be able to talk more and more freely with the past successors, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so okay, so the one that we got more info on was the kind of the mechanics of One For All and Danger Sense guy. So Danger Sense guy is called Shinomori Shinomori Hagake. All right, I said it. All right, cool. And he died of old age, and this is where it got interesting to me. I was like, damn, is it that, you know how One For All is a curse, right? We've already established that. So is it that you have to you die when you get One For All? But the fact that they explain that One For All, pretty much the reason why, how do I explain it? It's the reason why it has to be with a quirkless person is because quirks themselves, like we already know with the quirk, I can't believe I missed this theory. You know the quirk theory. I'm going to get mad. I'm going to remember it, right? What's it called? It's called the quirk. I'm so mad because I always remember it. But anyway, the theory on quirks, basically, that the Dr. Ujiko stated, I think it's quirk singularity. I believe it's quirk singularity, yeah. So the theory that Dr. Ujiko stated is that as you get older, quirks become more volatile. The people aren't able to hold quirks like that, so it just gets harder and harder for the humans to use their quirks. And then there's the theory that eventually quirks will just go out of control. That's the theory. So it makes sense that One For All, like, also hinders a person, especially when they have a quirk, because it's already bad enough that your body's trying to hold a quirk. Like, that already is a problem. Then you're adding one for all on top of it with a bunch of other quirks. Like, it's like a recipe for disaster. So the fact he even said it was that he had old age, it makes sense, because maybe the body is taxing so much on holding multiple quirks and trying to restrain his body all in one. Now imagine that was back in those times. Imagine now, imagine now with quirks. Like, bro, fam, All Might really saved some people who are gonna be potential one for all users from basically going out of control. Like, for real. But now that the quirkless nature of Deku even benefits the whole one for all thing, and why he got it and why he's the perfect user for it. All those Deku haters that say that Deku does not deserve one for all, you need to stop now. You need to stop. The evidence keeps on piling up. the evidence keeps on piling up. So you just stop it. Stop it. And but I like the way they explained it as well. The fact that they said that, okay, it's like a cup that needs to be, that's already like, well, they said it was already full, but I'm gonna say 3/4 full, and then you're adding more and it's overflowing. Okay, do you know what? Let's use their examples. Yeah, so they said that the cup was already full with water and they're adding more water to it. See, that's the reason why I don't like that theory, because one for all did stay in them. It's not like one for all just poured out. So that's why I was like, all right, imagine a cup with 3/4 of a quirk, and then you add one for all in it, and then one for all spills over. That makes more sense to me. So that's how it seems like. So yeah, one for all one for all is a great quirk, but it's also a mad scary quirk, let me not lie, to your body. Because so many things just happen to you, man. Look at how old Deku's been through, and now he's hearing that he's probably the last user, because no one else can inherit this quirk unless they're quirkless. Who knows? Maybe in the future there might be just that one rare quirkless person, but probably not. Probably not. So yeah, so that basically concludes a lot of things in all honesty, in terms of one for all. Number one for all pretty much can't be passed now unless you find a rare quirkless person, which is like near impossible now. Number two is that I lost my train of thought here. Number two is that if a person gets a quirk and gets one for all and has a quirk, it's going to make problems for them, and they're probably going to die. So Toshinori, who probably was going to pass his quirk to like a Mirio or Todoroki, he dodged the bullet, because they would have just died young. They would have been probably the most powerful beings ever, but they would have died young. So I don't know, is it worth it? And plus with Deku, and that's another thing. What question I need answered is how Toshinori isn't able to get all the stuff that Deku's getting. Maybe, well, they kind of did answer it, I guess, because they said that through Toshinori's subconscious, that was when he was, maybe because he's quirkless, his subconscious was able to just send out the memories to them and send out what's going on with him, but he wasn't able to link with them. And he already said that he wasn't able to like actually meet with them. So I don't know if it's because maybe he was the first quirkless user of one for all. Actually, no, I don't think that makes sense, because there's 9 users of one for all, right? 6 of them have quirks. Toshinori and Deku excluded. Who's the other one? Like, who's the other one? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's the 5th one. I don't know. Maybe it is. But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe there's 6 quirks in one for all. So who's legit? Who's the other one? But yeah, it's crazy. Everybody else died because they just, got killed by all for one. That's actually kind of bad now I think about it. I'm trying to think, is there anything I really missed? Because most of it was just an explanation on quirks and all. Oh, right, I missed this actually. So the fact that, yeah, legit, well, this kind of benefits the point, but the fact that the 4th user's quirk, right, actually broke his body means that legit that one for all and quirks just don't mesh well. So that hence the quirkless thing is also makes sense. I can't really think of anything else. Yeah, it was just a whole explanation about why one for all needs a quirkless person. Did I miss anything? Not really. Oh, right. The fact that the Vestige World is actually manifesting like a house. That's another thing. That's a big thing now I think about it. Like, before it was just like a floor and these guys just standing. Now it's a legit house and the throne and everything. Bro, Deku's really, really about to hit 100%. I mean, what happens when we hit 100%? Does he get like legit a full house or a throne or like a castle? I can't wait to find out about that actually. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Oh, wait. One last thing. Nana Shimura says, "Can you kill Shigaraki Tomura for me?" Damn. I thought she'd be like, "Can you stop Shigaraki?" Nah, she said, "Kill him." Deku doesn't kill. That's the thing. I mean, unless in the future he does, but I doubt it. I doubt Deku's gonna kill anybody. Anime logic is just they don't kill people except if, you know, probably like a demon. Well, no, they don't kill people actually in anime. So main characters. Why does Nana want Shigaraki dead? I mean, what I can think of is instead of being stopped is because maybe he's just too far gone. Like he's just not turning back, and I wonder if Nana from One for All is linked to the Nana from All for One. I wonder. Like, maybe because they both tried to stop Shiggy and they just failed. Maybe that's why she relays it to Deku. I doubt it. It's very far-fetched, but maybe that happened. But obviously the reason is he's just a bad guy and he's killed loads of people and he's gonna become the most powerful being ever. And maybe because of her family line, like she's the reason why her family's all messed up, so she's like, well, if pretty much everybody else is dead, you may as well finish the job and just end my line because I just messed up and that's it. Which is such a shame. So sad. But anyway. So yeah, what do you think is going to happen in the next chapter of My Hero Academia? So I think that we are going to see why Nana wants Shigaraki dead. And I think we're just going to cut back to Deku waking up. And I feel like that's when we're going to start seeing the aftermath of Deku being knocked out and all that arc. Even though we're kind of in the aftermath arc anyway. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I really like this chapter. It was pretty much a big-ass explanation of why One for All cannot be passed to another person that's not quirkless. But it's a really good, in-depth explanation as to why One for All cannot be passed on to another person with a quirk. But yeah, let me know in the comment section if you have anything you want to discuss with me. How did you feel about this chapter? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you think something crazy is going to happen next? Let me know in the comment section. I'm open to discussion. Thank you very much for watching again. Please like this video. Subscribe to my channel for more on pop culture and entertainment. Have a great day. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. All right.